Ngasike was in the board, and we made sure our teachers were employed permanently. So they are getting their money according to their academic level. So thanks so much, Audan, and the team that has made us to be here today. Asanteni sana.
Haya, kwa hivyo tumpigie makofi. Na kwa hivyo atakuja kukaa huku na first ladies. Heshima lazima tupeane, si ndio? Kwa hivyo karibu mama. Thank you.
Thank you very much waziri. Pia waziri makofi kwa kutuletea hii ni evidence evidence ya kwamba tume kule tulikokuwa, we are actually talking about from policy and evidence to action. So there is action here. Ni kweli? And we want to ask her to come and sit with us up front. So our panel is going to take the next 20 minutes or so. Very quickly, some of them have presentations. I want to apologize to the front sitters here because this screen has apparently been damaged by somebody, and if you did it, we are praying for you, whoever it is that damaged it, because we wanted you to see some of the slides that will be used. But in the event that we are not able to get another one in time, we will ask that you bear with us. We will send the presentations to you. You will actually have all the slides with the data that you require to see. So this is now the session for Mnaweza and his team.
Thank you. We are going to the second panel this morning. Stand, because I realize that when we sit, we don't communicate effectively. So let me stand. We are going into the second panel this morning. It is talking about early childhood education, focusing on building programs on best practices. Early childhood education, building programs on best practices. My name is Mnaweza. I work for Mnaweza Mleji. I work for Upward Bound. On this panel, we have got a presentation from Ana Baz Moreno, Miriam Muscoa Sanchez, Amaya Sanchez Duya, and Soila Karankei Lucy. The key to the future. We will also have a presentation from Immaculate Otieno and Abella Awor, talking about creating an enabling environment for early learning through play in health facilities. We'll also have one which is going to be online, talking about lessons from scaling up quality contextual relevant ECE in Nyanza region, from Evelyn Okeyo and Harrison Kamau et al. Then the fourth one will be Early Childhood Education in Turkana Pastoralist Communities of Kenya by Dr. John Teria Ngasike. I want to ask for your indulgence. One is that we will ask the panelists when they are doing their presentation to stand up so that we have effective communication, effective linkage with on the network. Two is that we will give them only 5 minutes or so to introduce themselves, discuss what their study is about, and summarize it within 5 minutes. As they do so, we would ask that if there are any questions you have that are very, very burning, please note them. I will also be noting my questions, which I'll post to them. And then once they are done, we will hear all of them, the 4 of them. Then we'll have a question and answer session at the end. I hope that then we'll have done it within the time allocated, and we'll have benefited from their excellent presentations. So we will also, the third indulgence is that we will begin from the last to the first. We are in Turkana, so we will begin with what is going on in Turkana, hearing from Dr. John Teria Ngasike. And then we will upscale that to go outside this to the Nyanza region and hear from Evelyn Okeyo and Harrison Kamau on the contextual relevant ECE in Nyanza region. Then we'll go even higher and discuss about creating an enabling environment for early learning through play in health facilities. And lastly, we will look into the future with education the key to the future from the team that I hope I have not massacred their names. That includes Anna, Miren, Amaya, and Soila. So with that, then I will ask, we'll please keep time. I will ask the panelists to please keep time. Very important we do so. In fact, I'm being told by dictator here that it must be only 2 minutes, so we will keep it very short. So please, there's a dictator here, you see the one who was saying, I have given it a new name. Is it integrated or inclusive or which one? So that one who was accusing me, saying 2 minutes, so please, Daktari Ngasike, 2 minutes. Introduce yourself, your study, tell us about it, then we can move on to the next one. Please make notes and questions as we go along. Daktari, karibu.
Thank you, Chair of the session. I wish to recognize the First Ladies and strong women around us in Turkana. And good morning. My name is Dr. John Ngasike. As you have heard yesterday, I'm the grandfather of early childhood in Kenya, not just Turkana. We must be careful. Maybe to what extent is the research that is guiding what we are talking about, nurturing and other aspects. To what extent is that research from Africa? In this study, that in my community, child rearing is a communal responsibility. It's not just the mother or the father. It is the relatives, the kins, the people around, the siblings, the visitors, the neighbors, the community that bring up the child. It's not just one person called the mother. So the children in Turkana are brought up in a way that they are social relationships because of the many caregivers around the child. The child is a social being. The other one, the child is competent. Competence is important. That we bring up our children to support their families for survival. So the children are competently developed. And finally, the children are developed with values, moral values, responsibility, respect for people, saying thank you, being responsible, being out there to support their family. In schools, the learning is congested. One adult only controlling many children who are congested, who are put together like in a basket, listening and sitting sometimes on the floor, very uncomfortable. When the learning at home is relaxed, children learn through play. I want to say that if you talk about child-centered, it is in the African family because the mothers don't even care where the child is. He's around, they are aware.
So I hope we are getting prepared for online presentation. Daktari has mentioned that we raise children in a social context, local context, emphasizing the social relationships, emphasizing competency, and the building of values. And that we train them, raise them, not like they're in a basket, but they learn through play. Asante sana Daktari. Thank you for that. I hope you're noting your questions. I've also noted a few questions for Daktari. We want to go to the next one, which I believe is online. If they're ready, please, we can move to them. If they're ready. Mute the mics, please. Okay, I'm told they are not yet ready, so we'll move on to the third one. We'll go on to the one of Immaculate Otieno and Abella Uwar, enabling environment for early learning through play in health facilities. Karibu. Round of applause for her, please. Go encourage, thank you.
And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Immaculate Otieno. I work for Kisumu Medical and Education Trust. And today I'm here. I'm a health provider by profession, very passionate on maternal, newborn, and child health interventions. And bringing you today is that many interventions, including reproductive, maternal, child, and adolescent health, have direct impact on the development of a child. In that line, then we're looking forward to how can we integrate the components of nurturing care into the adolescent and young child health within the health facilities. You and me will agree that the first 1,000 days of a child, the most interactions are made with the health providers in the facilities. So this is a cadre of people that if left behind, then probably will be handing over children that do not thrive to our ECD teachers in the training institutions. So today I'll be unpacking for you one of the components of nurturing care, which is early learning through play, and how that can help the children within the health sector, and in return translate to our interventions or the thriving child within the community and within the country, as we'd want to see in the later years. We know that the damage caused to a child within the first 1,000 days, and our earlier presenters had said that is the period when the brain of a child is developing very fast. So, and we know that if the damage is done within that period, then it is not reversible, even in the later years of life. And within my presentations, you'll be able to understand the importance of play in teaching your child the morals that you want to see in the future. In that line, I welcome you to continue the discussion. Thank you.
A round of applause for her, please. Thank you very much. She's spoken about how play can be done even in health facilities and the benefits of doing so. I've got questions for her. I hope that you've also noted down some questions for her. Now we want to invite the third team. We want to hear from the team that is going to discuss about the future. Anna and Miren, Amaya and Soila, please, you have the floor.
All protocols observed. Good morning, everyone. Okay, we are here to present Pole Pole School, and with me, I am with teacher Muskoa, and she's going to introduce herself.
Hello. I'm a teacher from Spain. I have been director from 7 years at ECD from Spain.
My name is Amaya. I am of Ikastola. Hola, Ikastola is in the Basque Country in Spain, and we have around 1,060 students from 2 years to 18 years old.
I am Soila Kariankei Lucy, still young, to impart knowledge through education, to give a nutritious food that is balanced diet, so that their mind is well prepared to absorb, to learn, to enjoy, to experience that learning is fun in school. We also ensure good health to the children by ensuring that whenever they are sick, they visit the hospital, and this we do through the help of Astivate Foundation, who always are ready to help us in the monitoring the health of our children. With the nutrition, we have the University of Valencia. They help us in ensuring that the balanced meal of the children is adhered to. Through education, we have teacher Muskoa and teacher Amaya from Ixtola or Labide in Spain. They ensure that they support us with education materials. And above all this, we work under the Amor Sin Barreras. This is a new NGO. We have the president of Amor Sin Barreras present with us. Amor Sin Barreras means love with no barriers. That is why they came all the way from Spain to show us they are ready to support our children to have a better future. Please, Ana Beth Moreno, stand and wave to the people. She's the president of NGO. This is a new NGO that is coming up, Amor Sin Barreras. So in all this, the education and future of our children, we do in respect of Turkana culture. Turkana culture are our main goal, our main pillar, so that we will be able to respect the culture of Turkana. We will be able to work with the mothers, with the parents, with the caregivers from Turkana, so that we can be able to bring up a child who is productive in the future. Thank you.
A round of applause for them. A round of applause for them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We can now move to the question and answer session. The group has talked about the collaboration between North and South in delivering early childhood education and how they are doing it in a culturally sensitive way, and we thank them for that. We now want to go on to the questions. I want to start with the grandfather. You excited us with what is can be done and is available and has been happening in Turkana. How can we leverage this for holistic development, and is it scalable beyond this county? If you can enlighten us on that very briefly, that would be very useful. 1 minute, please, Dr.
Yeah, we are not just doing this for nothing. We are focused towards what is the best way to develop children in African communities. We talk about CBC. This is CBC at the center. The children are empowered with the competency. The children are empowered with social skills. You know, in the CBC we have the core competencies, and then we have the core values. This kind of teaching addresses CBC in totality, so it can be scaled. It does not require a lot of materials to be bought elsewhere. The children themselves are capable of producing materials from their surroundings. They carry the knowledge from home about herding, about what they observe from their families. They carry that knowledge. And when you talk about a theme, a family theme, a home theme, a theme about hygiene and other aspects like that, they are already observing that from what their mothers are doing, and they are able to integrate very quickly in the classroom learning, as long as the classroom learning is very social, child-centered, activity-based, play-based. They are able to acquire those competencies at home and at school together.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Please, a round of applause for him. Let's now go to Nyanza and hear from the team from Nyanza, we would like to hear from you. You have spoken about how play, early learning through play can be done in health facilities. We're just wondering, does it need for health workers in any way to be retooled, to be retrained? Because their preferred instrument for health, in our mind, for health facility workers is an injection or a stethoscope. So is there any retooling required? And if so, how do we get this to work elsewhere?
Thank you very much, Dr. Ari. You and me will agree that the work of a child is to play. So it doesn't matter where the child is. Every environment is the environment of a child to play. And why do they need to play? A play helps them to develop, to have their cognitive skills developed. Play helps a child to learn the socio-emotional skills, how to interact with others. And play in itself helps a child to learn the language. Play also enables a child to develop their physical abilities, the ability to hold a pen, the ability to touch objects. They learn this through play. And we did say that the first 1,000 days, a child interacts with the care worker. So the health care worker is best positioned to help the caregivers, the parents of these children, to help them to learn these important skills which help us later in life. There are plays that even help children to know how to take turns and how to wait for your turn, which I know we are also struggling with as adults. During mealtime, you are last, you want to come first. But this is a skill that you'd have learned during the first 1,000 days of our lives, during our interactions with our children. Amen? And I'll take you back to the Bible, sir. I remember when Elizabeth had conceived John the Baptist, and Mary, the mother of Jesus, went to visit her in Judea. We are told that when the baby saw Mary, the baby did what? The baby played in the womb. So why did the baby play? And I tried to follow that up and see the relationship between Jesus when he had already been born and his relationship with John the Baptist. We are told that at some point John would sit at the bosom of Jesus. It is because a relationship had been created. So in childhood, relationships are created through play, how we play with our children. So how do we help the healthcare worker who is very much in touch with these children to help them develop these skills? Number one, people perish for lack of knowledge. That is Isaiah 4:6. So knowledge means we still need to unpack the nurturing care components to the health work. Many at times when people think of health facilities, you think of an injection. So we identify health facilities with the pain. And if that is registered in the mind of a child, this one also interferes with their healing process. So what if that environment within the health facility is also conducive for this child? It will facilitate their healing very fast. They will appreciate the need for health care. And number two, even with the interaction with healthcare workers, we have seen that many of the children are not developmentally on track. So we are having children with delayed milestones. Why? It is because, and being identified very late, it is because when a child is brought into the facility, then it's usually, give me the right thigh, then turn me the left thigh. For what? For injections. Then the baby cries and you carry the child away. So how do we change this perception in the mind of the child? And how do we work together with the the caregivers just to make this environment be a friendly environment for the child? It is by capacity building the healthcare workers on the nurturing care for early childhood development. Number two, in terms of equipping the facilities, what do you need for a child to play? Is it very expensive for a child to play? It's not. But the perception is play is only for the rich kids. Can a poor woman within her house interact with this child? And then they get to learn with this child. You have seen children break cups. They take a spoon and a plate. They are playing. They are in the process of developing and discovering. So that is a play item. So how do we emphasize that so that in every environment where a child is exposed to, and that is not only the health facility, including the churches where we go to, how do we make those environments friendly for a child? And the pediatricians will agree with me that the only indication that a child is well is when a child is able to play. So play is very important, and health facilities should not be left behind that ECD is only to be done in school. We need to hand over a thriving child to the training institutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Makofi zaidi hapo. Thank you. You said you are in Pole Pole Academy School. Let's hear from you how, despite being in a Pole Pole school, you're going to help the young children and the people that you have to create a future. Become haraka haraka. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. We are very happy to be here with you. Because we believe that children come from the world to Pole Pole, and from the world we return to the world. In a process of building society, making people, they come to the world from Pole Pole, and from the Pole Pole they return to the world. It's very important for us. It's very important because how we do things makes a difference, is how we learn. Everything we do is based on the knowledge of science, where our instincts, multiple intelligence, respect, and gaze play a fundamental role.
If we get a look of appreciation and admiration, if you look at me with admiration, I will believe in myself. I will know that you love me and you trust me, and I will know that I can trust on you. I will know that I can achieve things, and I will feel that we go together. But if the gaze I receive is of censure, ridicule, or indifference, I become small. I will not have confidence in myself or in the rest. I will believe that I am not able to achieve the objectives that are proposed to me. I will not feel competent. I am going to feel that we were confronted.
Okay, so how do we do this in Pole Pole school? The first thing we do in Pole Pole is reception of the children. Whenever the children come to school, the teacher welcomes the children with an embrace. This ensures that the child feels secure, because when the child is secure in school, can be able to explore and learn. So in this way, we see that when the child is secure, learning well, we prepare this child for the future. And then we teach the children the basic things. Things like they shower, they learn how to put on the uniform, how to brush their teeth. They have to learn how to wash their hands before, after meals. after they going to the washrooms and all these. So the basic things that we teach our children will prepare them to the future. Just as we have said, children come from the community to Pole Pole and later from Pole Pole to the world. So this, whatever we are teaching the children, will prepare them to live in the community. Another thing that we do is to ensure, as I had said earlier, nutritious food. When the children will be able to be fed well in school and learn well, these children, we are preparing them. They will have enough energy to learn, to play, and to do things in a way that they will feel energetic. So in this way, we are preparing them to be more innovative, autonomous for their future. Another thing is the provision of learning opportunities. In Pole Pole, we don't only buy materials, we use the locally available materials. For example, when we do a story like, for example, the story of the three little pigs, the children will take the grass and make the house of grass. They will take the sticks, make the house of sticks. They will take the sand and make the house of block. This means that these children are using the materials that are familiar to the environment. What will happen in the future when, for example, these children, they have finished even up to the university, they will remember, oh, it's not that I have to be employed by the government or with a certain institution. I can use the locally available material and be creative and can have the living. Another thing we teach, we also give opportunities like cultivation. In Pole Pole, we plant watermelons, we plant kunde, we plant trees, we teach children how to conserve the environment. Later they water, they also go to harvest, and this is preparing them. In future, if there is no food, what will I do? I will not depend on the salary. I have to go to the shamba. I have to plant. I have to plant trees to attract the rain. So these are the kind of the things that are preparing our children in the future. So in all these things, we are doing for the better of the children and to build that capacity for them to adapt themselves in the future. Also, the learning through multiple intelligence, philosopher Howard Gardner, as he says that children should be given opportunities for learning. When we put materials in class, we are able to nurture the talents. Some children like singing, some like playing with the dolls, some like playing like doctors, some like playing like the mothers in the kitchen. So this, we are able to observe and nurture the talent of the children. And if we do this, we'll be able to see this child like this, and nurturing that, we'll be able to prepare this child for the future. Thank you. And I finish by saying that as we are here promoting multi-sectoral approach, we are ready to learn with our children, and we are ready to learn with each and every institution by saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, let's go together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And so that's a good way, that's a good note to end this session on. We want to go far, we will go together, we will learn together, and hopefully after this we'll go even much further. I want us to ask us to please give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. Please let them stand so we can give them another proper round of applause. Thank you very much. Asante sana. I want to hand over now to Oscar. Did I perform time-wise?
Ameuliza swali, si ameweza? Ameweza huyu mnaweza, eh? The online team is also following, and they have many questions. Unfortunately, we are not able to respond to all the questions, but we will pack these questions and come back to them once we are done with our breakout sessions. So from here, we want to take a break, have our tea, and that tea is actually going to take us a maximum of 10 to 15 minutes. We have 3 serving points, so let's be very quick about it. The sessions that we are going to have, the breakout sessions, I would like us to take note of the fact that every breakout session has a breakout room, and the breakout rooms are all labeled. Session chairs, please make sure that you have your teams in the rooms. If you have your program with you, you will note that we already have identified the various teams that are going to the different groups at the different rooms. So please go back to your program, identify the area that you want to go to. Because we are going to make this very, very fast as we begin. So we have the first breakout session, which will be on strengthening community systems, leveraging the community health strategy down to the ward levels. The chair is Dr. John Gasike. There will be rapporteurs in the room. We have a couple of presentations in that room. All of them, the presenters are familiar with what it is that they're supposed to do. So we expect you to go there and get set up. And then we have another session on reframing inclusivity, a good start for all children. The chair is Sister Pauline, and we are hoping that you're also ready, Sister Pauline, with your team. Then once we are done with those breakout sessions, the third one, I think there's a second one that I've missed out. Let me just quickly go to that. Leveraging intersectionalities. This is coordination, technical working groups, and implementation blocks, and the chair is Dr. Hudson Ouko. Once we have those 3 teams, Hudson, I can see you there, you have your team. Please make sure you are already in the rooms, and let's manage time. We will have our breakout sessions running from 11:45. Please take note, nazungumza kwa Kiswahili. Tunasema breakout session starts at 11:45, which means that we are going to have like a 20-minute break for tea. 11:45, that's when we want to start our breakout sessions, and we want to give that session at least an hour to complete, because I see that the number of presentations are many. We hope to be back here at 12:30. Did I take away time from that? 11:45 and you come back at 12:30. It's not 1 hour, because you are paying attention. So it is good that you are paying attention. Let's take a break for tea very quickly and then head into those breakout sessions. We'll mobilize you once we need you to get back for us to continue. I think what I'll do, watch out to end up with the breakout session. Okay, as you are going out, please remember that we still have our health facility available, the Beyond Zero van, courtesy of Turkana.